Okay, here we go. So welcome everybody to this evening's webinar. I don't know what time it is where you are in the world, but here in the UK it's 11:30 in the evening. So welcome and thanks so much for giving up your time. So I am Lou and I want to welcome you to Train Your Brain to Make Money, 6 critical mindset shifts for coaches. Now that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? I'm really excited and I hope you're excited too. We're going to have some fun together tonight and I'm really excited to share with this with you today. So hopefully everybody can hear me and see me okay, see the screen. That's the most important thing. If for any reason throughout the webinar you have issues or you need to ask anything, then feel free to put it in the chat box and I'll get back to you if I can. So this is live, like I said before, so things can go wrong. So if anything does go wrong, I apologise in advance. And thanks to everyone watching the replay as well. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. So the first slide, so how to train your brain to make more money without wasting any more time. So what I'm going to be sharing with you today is how to instantly make more money from your coaching programs without wasting any more time with general mindset work. And so by general mindset work, I mean things like meditation, chanting affirmations 24/7, taking yoga classes, reading endless amounts of mindset books, watching webinars. Now, I'm curious, I know that there's been a lot of people talking about how to make money online and also on the subject of money mindset and what is important. And of course, giving their own take on it. But I think my way is much better and it's actually much faster. And I don't know about you, but who out there wants high ticket sales that has no interest in spending hours and hours and years on their mindset? If that sounds like you, then if you could do me a favor and just pop to the chat box and just let me know whether you have had any personal experience with money mindset techniques before. I'd be interested to know what you've seen, what you've tried, any results you've had. That would be really useful if you're willing to share any experience in the chat box. Okay, I'll assume that you're all complete beginners then. No one's put any comments in yet. If you want to share any questions along the way, please feel free to. So when it came for me to selling high ticket sales, I love making money and I love selling high ticket things, but I personally don't have the time to spend on general mindset work. So today I want to talk to you about a way that has which has enabled me to charge high ticket prices. So in fact, the last client that I worked with paid me $2,000 for a single session to work with me. And it was by following this process that I'm about to share with you on this webinar. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I promise you right now, before we get started, that I am going to show you exactly how to make more money from your coaching programs right now without wasting any more time on general mindset work. So my goal today for this webinar is a couple of things. So as I said before, I'm going to show you exactly how to make more money from your coaching programs right now without wasting any more time on the general mindset work. And I'm going to share with you the techniques that I use myself to get results within 21 days. And my goal is to wow you with so much awesome information over the next, say, hour or so that you're going to feel obligated at the end of the webinar to want me to help you with this. So that's my goal and that's the plan. And hopefully that sounds good. And if you've got any questions, obviously, feel free to ask me as you go along. And I want to make a promise to you as well. So I want you to stay until the end of the presentation. I'm going to do something cool. Obviously, I want you to watch the whole thing. So I would want to share a technique that I've used myself to get over 200 people now, well, 220 odd people to sign up to this webinar today without using paid advertising whatsoever. And if you stay to the end, I will be showing you and giving you a sneak peek on that process that I've personally used. So if you stay till the end, I should be sharing that with you. And so I guess you're probably asking, like, what makes this different? There are a lot of people out there, I'm sure you're aware, making a hell of a lot of money from their coaching programs without wasting hundreds of hours working on their money mindset. And so what makes this different from what every other mindset coach is talking about? First thing is, this is not about wasting hundreds of hours on what I call general mindset work. So, for example, meditation, taking yoga classes, chanting affirmations. And believe me, I tried all of these things and more over the last 30 years. And they take a lot of time and energy to fit all of these things into your diary. And secondly, this is not just about picking a high ticket value price out of thin air for your coaching packages and just hoping that they stick. This method today works for just about everyone. If you're a complete beginner, oh, I got a question, one sec. If you're a complete beginner and you're just getting started and don't know where to start, then this will work for you. If you're an experienced coach, but you're stuck at a certain income ceiling, then this will also work great. So if you're stuck at 6, 7 figures, then this will work great as well. I think someone had a question, one second. I'll get back to that in one moment. So, oops. So who am I? For those of you who don't know me, my name's Louise Haitley, and I work with entrepreneurs and coaches all around the world, mainly working with individuals in the US, Canada, and the UK. And I've been working with coaches now for over half a decade, and I have a lot of fun. Okay, Sarah Kessian says, I don't have an online business, but I want to start one. I hate leaving my house to go to work. I'd rather stay home on my own time and travel and work on the go. Yeah, I mean, that is what we all want, isn't it? The dream is to work from home, and all of the coaching clients that I have, I work with them virtually. So like I said, Bastian, I work with people. I'm based in the UK, but I work with clients in the US and Canada, and it's all done via Skype, Zoom, all online. It's all virtual, so it's totally possible to do that. And I get a lot of fun from what I do, and also a lot of job satisfaction as well. I've been stuck where you are, Cassian, and so I appreciate your frustration. I'm going to share my story with you now a bit. And so I went from being in a really, really dark place and feeling so unworthy every single day to finding myself, loving myself, and finding complete peace with my past. And I quit my job in my corporate career now over 5 years ago, as I was just so unfulfilled. But finally, I failed a bunch of times as well, I should probably say, over the 5 years. But finally, through my own struggles, I found my dream business. Oh, another quick chat. Yeah, I'm a single mom also. Yeah, I hear you. So, and I went from being in a really unsupportive, toxic, and unfulfilling relationships to being with a partner who supports me in everything that I do. And one of the great things I get to do because of the time freedom I have is I get to work with an initiative which collects food and distributes it to those in need in the community, which is quite interesting because when I first started using this service, it was something as a single mom like you, Cassian, that I absolutely needed. And then obviously when I didn't need it myself anymore, I could offer it to more people. So that was something that was really something I love doing. And so in this process of working on mindset, on my mindset and charging high ticket prices, I've done a lot of things right. But I've also done a lot of things wrong, you know, like really, really wrong. And so my goal I want to achieve over the next hour or so is to just shortcut you so you're only focusing on the right things, because doing the wrong things can cost you a lot of money and also waste you a lot of time as well. And after doing this for over half a decade now, what I realized was your success of your business, of your life, is measured as 80% mindset and 20% strategy. And the simple system that I've put together can be applied to any business. You can sell high ticket packages without feeling like a sleazy used car salesman, and you know, nobody likes that. And now I discovered this the hard way. So over 30 years, would you believe, of trying different methods. I hired a bunch of different coaches. I took endless amounts of different online courses. Now you get to cheat and get the easy way. And this is the way that I used myself to fast track everything in 21 days. And now I know a lot of you may not admit to this, but here is what I tried. So I tried meditation, and just about like every single mindset technique there was out there, actually, chanting affirmations, mindset work, talk therapy. And by the end of that period of time, it didn't work. So I asked around and I was told that I should hire a coach to basically teach me how to work on my money mindset, but also how to sell high ticket coaching programs. And I found that the advice they gave was so general and so generic that it was almost impossible for me to apply it to my own business. And there was about 20 or so people who took this particular course with me, and they all felt the same as me. There was a lot of disappointed customers, and including me. And thirdly, I just began to pick numbers out of thin air, and without any reason or understanding behind those figures of what I was charging. And I started lowballing as well. So I started charging at like $50 for a session, charging by the hour, doing some work for free in exchange for reviews. I was also hustling and chasing people to work with me, following up with them all the time, and that just completely drained my energy and also my time. I'm a busy mom of 2 little children, and I don't have much spare time, and that's the hard way. That's the way I tried to get it up and running, and that's kind of what came from it. And I'll be honest with you, it was a nightmare. It was a total nightmare. So if you, like me, want to shortcut and you want the easy way that doesn't require you spending hours and hours on your mindset, and I promise you I won't even ask you to read the book, How to Think and Grow Rich. You've probably been suggested that before. And it's this way that's enabled me to build my business without chasing people to work with me. So who here is a coach and would like that? Would you like this? Would you want to get to know their system? So in the past 28 days, stuck again. In the past 28 days, we've enrolled over 220 people to this webinar, and I haven't paid for a single dollar on advertising, absolutely nothing. these are people like you who found this webinar by themselves, via Google search, whatever, provided their email address and they signed up. I don't even know these people. These are people just like you. And just a bit of proof, you know, I like to show my results. And this was a screen grab I did just a minute ago from Aweber. I use Aweber for my emails, and you can see there with the arrow down on the right hand side that 227 people have signed up to this webinar, and the majority of those people, I would say bar about a handful of them, came from the system that I share. And I just wanted to tell you though before I go ahead that these results aren't typical. You know, we always have to put a caveat in somewhere. I'm going to walk you through the specific details, but my results are certainly not typical, and the average person who attends the training gets 0 results. However, I'm happy to show you exactly what is working for me for free. This is not for the get rich quick people. I hate to break it to you, but business is hard and it takes time, commitment, dedication. It's not also for the work from home business type opportunities or complete amateurs. Like you need some kind of skill to share, but we all have our own skills, you know, our own skill sets we can share. And this is for professionals, so who want to train their brain to earn more money and also sign high-end clients. And what I mean by high-end personally is those clients who are willing to pay you $2,000 and upwards. And so in this webinar, I'm going to cover the 6 critical mindset shifts that you need to train your brain to make more money. And I'm going to give you those 6 mindset shifts right now. And then I'm going to dive into each single one of them. And so shift number 1, I can make more money in one day selling high ticket programs than I can in an entire month selling normal products. Number 2, I don't personally have to sell anything. No, I don't have to get on the phone with anyone. And that's a big bonus, as you know, the phone can be a pretty scary place when you're not used to navigating or taking a sales call. And shift 3, I don't need to pay for advertising to make this system work. So I showed you before the 227 people who signed up. I didn't pay for $1 of advertising for that. And shift number 4, like rise and shine, it's epiphany time. So it's about, okay, drawing a line and waking up and let's be aware of what's going on and what works. Number 5 is you need to notice that what you have been doing isn't working. That's really key. I'm going to go into that one in more detail. And shift number 6, stop wishing on a hope and a prayer. So we refer to this as like hope marketing in the industry. So number 1 is I can make more money in one day selling high ticket programs than I can in an entire month selling normal products. And so to tell you a backstory behind this, I've been working for quite some time online, selling a range of different programs. And I came across a mentor that I really respected, and they were running a mastermind for $10,000. So $10,000 for me was a lot of money, but it was something that I felt like I needed to do. So I signed up, and on this program, I came to the realization that I was charging too little for what I did, because there were people on this mastermind who had just started who were charging $5,000 and upwards. And so I knew I had to take note of this, and I knew I had to make some changes. And so I wanted to put this into perspective now for you. So I was selling a $50 program where I was selling one one-to-one session with me. So I was making around $1,000 with that program a month, which means every month I had to source around 20 clients just to make $1,000. So with roughly a 20% conversion, I had to speak to over 100 people myself every single month. With each person, I was spending probably a minimum of an hour to 2 to 3 hours over extended periods of time. And so the reality of this was that I was still making money, but I was spending a lot of time speaking to people one to one. And plus, I never had any spare time in between speaking to people and then doing the actual work. Now, I don't know whether you can relate to that. That's usually quite common. So, shift number two was I don't personally have to sell anything. And for me, that's a big bonus as I don't personally like getting on the phone. I mean, I like chatting to people, obviously, but as an introvert, at times I really struggle with small talk, and so this was a massive bonus for me. So shift number three is I don't personally have to sell anything. Sorry, number three was I don't need to pay for advertising to make the system work. And I showed you that screen grab where 227 people had signed up and not a dollar I'd paid on advertising. So paying for advertising can be very costly, and there are lots of so-called experts and gurus out there who state that you need to spend thousands of dollars every single month on advertising. And I don't know whether you've actually tried this, but it actually can be tricky. Facebook ads is just a minefield. At most, it's a bit of an experiment, and you have to be willing to spend money to test it all out. It's kind of like a gamble. You're collecting data to then tweak and, mold it into what you want. Or if you don't have the money for advertising, you need to be willing to hustle. So chasing people around the internet, sending private messages, posting out cryptic messages to get people to respond. And all of that takes a lot of time. And so that's what I tried to, spending hours doing all of these things with little to show for it. And the success of your business is going to be 80% based on mindset. And I learned this the hard way too. I was charging people $50 for a session with me, charging low to get reviews in, swapping my time for money. And I suddenly realized that I was working longer hours. I wasn't able to spend time fully connecting with my children as I had no energy left. I was constantly posting on social media. I mean, 3 to 4 times a day in various places. I was chasing people around Messenger. It was so totally exhausting and draining, and I couldn't see a way out. So I decided that I absolutely needed to work on my mindset. And so going through this process myself, I realized that I had lots and lots of contradictions and beliefs in my own mind about making money. My parents were both self-employed when I was younger, and they worked really, really hard. We often went with my parents to their place of work, school holidays, summer break, weekends, evenings were mainly spent with my parents watching and seeing them work. And despite my parents working really, really hard and, never have any time off, we also witnessed daily their struggles with money. I remember my dad counting out pennies for us to go and get food. We witnessed it daily. So through what I had witnessed and what I saw, I too believed and had beliefs imprinted in my brain that you had to work really, really hard to make money. And I carried these beliefs with me through to my work ethic and adulthood too. So I worked one-to-one with someone basically who could help me get rid of the old beliefs that I held on to. The feelings which were causing me to have daily anxiety, worries, stress, depression, and got me into a deep dark hole that I thought that I would never get out of. The outcome of working with her, going through this system, this process that I'm sharing with you, was amazing. And because of the work I did on my own mindset, I was able to raise my prices from $50 a session to $2,000 a session without having to deliver anything extra to the client. I could simply own the space and be proud of the amazing transformations that I was getting from my clients. And because I understood my worth and I understood how amazing these transformations were, and I knew how to communicate the value what I offered to my clients, that is why I was able to charge those premium prices. And so hopefully this is all making sense. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat box. So shift number 4 is rise and shine, it's epiphany time. And what I'm talking about is awareness here. And it may be hard for you to think about or imagine what awareness looks like, but I want you to just think about what does a lack of awareness look like for you. So is it your current status? Is it the numbers in your bank account? Is it a trigger from someone? Or maybe it's even a client who emotionally triggers you. So I want you to be honest with yourself and think about how quickly do you actually react to it, or do you realign? So say, for example, a client saying no to you or questioning your prices, how long does that personally affect you emotionally? Are you able to reset and realign quickly in a matter of minutes, or does it take you longer? So a week, maybe 5 weeks, 2 years. What does that look like for you? So are you aware how the issues with your mindset are affecting your own life? So what I'm talking about here is your business, the prices you charge, or also in your personal life too. So it may be showing up as unable to have healthy relationships with people. So such as not knowing when to say no. I know I'm guilty of that. I'm still guilty of that at times. Not being able to say no. I'm not guilty of that anymore. Or not having healthy boundaries with people. This is all part of a lack of awareness. And shift number 5, you need to notice that what you've been doing up until now isn't working. Now, this is a biggie, and this obviously takes you to kind of like own up, fess up that what you're doing isn't working. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. And the gurus out there tell you so many different ways that can help, and it's so overwhelming. And I've tried so many of these things which they recommend, trust me, and I've been at this for such a long time. I put too much time and effort into all of these things with very little results. And I've spoken to a lot of coaches who have felt the same way. And if you're anything like me, then you have a family who's dependent on you, or maybe you are just dependent on you. And if you're watching this right now, you are the kind of person who wants to make it. I've got 2 small children who rely on me, and I personally didn't want to waste my time, wasting any more time. And like, I remember the days when I would be so completely overwhelmed with all the different methods I was trying to help. My partner at the time would get very frustrated with me because nothing seemed to work. And I honestly thought that I was unfixable. But if you're anything like me, I was determined to find a way. I'm stubborn as they come. And also because too much depended on it. And if you look around on social media, you are going to see people who are doing this all wrong. And on the outside, they look so successful and happy, but inside they're just praying and hoping to be shown a way to end their daily pain. And what I find is often they feel so bad about it that they don't even feel they can talk about it, as they don't think anyone will understand them. And I'm not here to hope or pray for an answer. I'm here to provide for my loved ones, just as I'm sure you are. And most importantly, I'm here to get my clients results. And so this one's a big one. Stop wishing on a hope and a prayer. And I call this hope marketing. So praying, begging the universe, manifesting alone without inspired action and wishing for it to happen does not work. Believe me, I've tried. It is absolutely true that manifestation and the law of attraction is a real thing, and I love all woo-woo stuff, but it's your responsibility to take action, and inspired action at that. And so what I mean by that is inspired action is when you feel like it's the right thing to do. You know, you're still scared, you've got that, I'm scared to do this, but you're still moving forward because it feels like the right next step to take it. So in the process, like I said, it's important to take inspired, fearless action. And this will involve committing to learning a simple system, which I've personally developed to remove the bugs from your internal programming. And then what I find is then when your mind is programmed in the correct way, you're able to take calculated risks. And here is an interesting fact about lottery winners. I think when we talk about money mindset, we think that people with more money don't have money issues or don't have money mindset issues, and that couldn't be further from the truth. And did you know that lottery winners are more than likely to declare bankruptcy within 3 to 5 years than the average American? And there was a source there I put in brackets. Nearly 1/3 of lottery winners eventually declare bankruptcy. And so you may ask yourself why. This is due to limiting beliefs and the fact that their mindset wasn't ready to handle the responsibility that money can bring. And so what I want to talk about next is what a lot of people get stuck in this mindset. And I'm sure some of you may be like, I can't charge someone $5,000, I can't charge someone $10,000. That's a lot of money. How are they even going to do it? And I will even say that sometimes I have that barrier too. So I am betting that if you aren't selling high ticket packages, you have some kind of mindset issue, which is keeping you from where you want to go. So what you need to understand is that most people in this world, they live paycheck to paycheck, right? So what that means is every month or every 2 weeks, they get a paycheck. Say it's $3,000 or $5,000. They get that money, and then usually there are fixed costs. They have to pay their rent, their car, their food, and then usually there's some money left over, which is their disposable income. Now, what's interesting about disposable income is that people are usually going to blow that every single month, no matter what. But very few people in the world that I know of today actually save that money. So, for example, if they have, say, $2,000 a month disposable income, they are blowing it on whatever comes in front of them. They are buying ice cream, movies, parties, electronics, phones. They are blowing their disposable income each month. And then once it's gone, it's gone. But what's amazing about money is that money is renewable. It means that literally every 2 weeks or a month or whatever paycheck you're on, that money replenishes. They get another paycheck and then it replenishes. So now you have another $2,000 in disposable income. And so you have to understand that money replenishes, and that's really awesome. And most people are spending that money on just dumb stuff that doesn't provide any future value to them. So what you are trying to do as somebody who's selling something on the phone or on webinars, what you need to understand that it's your job to get them to spend it on you. So instead of spending that on the movies, going out for meals, they should be spending it and investing it on you. Now, again, your job is to get people outside of their short-term thinking, because they want to go to the dinner or the movies because they want to feel good right now. And you are trying to show them that they're going to make an investment, and that the short term, you aren't going to get anything awesome from it. But long term, if you spend that $2,000 on me, as opposed to spending it on movies, eating out, long term, you're going to be in a much better position, because it's an investment now. And that's the power of disposable income. It just renews and it keeps coming back. And a common question I get asked is it okay for people to dip into savings and spend dollars they don't have, or leverage their credit card, for example, to buy your product today? And it's a serious question, like, to ask yourself, do you think that that's okay or not? And so I want to put this into perspective to you. Oh, 1 second. And this is what I want to say. So as I said before, every single month, money is easily replenished, but this is the thing, like, time does never ever replenish. Okay, do you get that? So money replenishes every single month, but time does not. So every 2 weeks, a month, whatever, money replenishes, but time does not. The only thing that time does is that it completely disappears. So here is what I would say to my potential clients. You can go out there and spend hundreds of hours of your time figuring this stuff out. You can spend over 30 years, like I did, very unsuccessfully, working on your mindset and trying and buying every single mindset project and technique out there. But that time you spend is gone forever, but the money you invest will come back to you. Oh, got one chat person. What type of business you operate? So mine is a coaching business. So the money that you invest will always come back to you. So I'm going to take the 30 years it took me, and I'm going to break it down and give it to you in just an hour session, so probably a little less. All of the clients I've worked with have amazing results in just one session, and it's going to cost you a lot of money, but that money is replenishable. Your time is not. And I'm going to save you time. And that is what you are doing for people. You are saving their time. Time is the most valuable and the most diminishing commodity in the whole world. So if you can do that for somebody and you can do it in that way, then I personally think it's okay. So So for the past, we've only been 40 minutes so far. So over the past 40 minutes, we've been covering some really, really cool stuff. So just want to ask you, so far, would you agree that it's been time spent so well so far? Obviously, I can't cover everything you need in our webinar. And even if we had all day, we would struggle. So I do have a special offer, and that way you can get everything you need to know. Because if you have everything you need to know, you can make this thing start working. And if you act fast today, I'm going to give you a very special deal. The first thing I'm going to talk about before I share that there is old habits die hard, and habits are very, very hard to change. So okay, so if we were to end this webinar right now, for example, I would bet that you would say that you've learned some really, really fast stuff, but I'm highly doubtful that you will go out there and work on training your brain to make more money. My guess is that you're going to fall back into your own old habits, and you're going to just keep doing whatever it is you're doing, because that's what most people do. We go back and we do whatever we do, no matter how excited we get. And my job as your friend, as your coach, as your mentor is I'm not going to let that happen. I don't want you guys to fall back into old habits. You don't. You need to have a high ticket project. And oh, I think someone was just, no, I thought someone was writing a comment there. No, it will literally change your life faster than anything else in this world. And people always ask, like, how is going to make $5,000 a month? You sell one high ticket project, like, that's it. Or maybe you want to sell 1,000 ebooks, but that takes a lot of work. And this is the easier way. So if you want to make $10,000 a month, you sell 2 of your high ticket projects, or create a $10,000 project and sell 1 of them. There are lots of coaches out there selling $150,000 masterminds, like lots of them. This is literally the easiest, fastest way to get more money from where you are to where you want to be. But I'm scared that if we aren't careful, you're going to slip back into whatever you've been doing for the last month, last year, maybe last 5 years, maybe even some of you with the last decade, and end up not being successful. So as your coach, I'm not going to let that happen. So you were thrilled to know that because I've seen your struggle personally, I know that you aren't getting paid what you're worth. And I know you got value that I would bet that I think your value is worth way more than you probably think it is yourself. So, for example, I was speaking to a lady who is in much the same position as you are, and she was charging $18 an hour for her work because she thought that was a good hourly wage for her, but she wasn't thinking of the bigger picture. She didn't even consider that people pay for the end result, the transformation. And for you, you have some amazing skills which are probably just second nature to you. And you're probably not understanding the value in the work and in what you provide to other people. And that's what I want to say, is that you're not getting paid for what you're worth. And so that is why it's my pleasure to introduce the Exponential Wealth Mindset Program. This is a program where literally we can help you train your mind to make money. So I said before, the success of your business is based on 80% mindset and 20% strategy. And so I'm going to start sharing how I can help you with this. So what you're going to get, I'm going to cover a lot of this, and I'm going to break it down into pieces. So, and I want to mention before I do this is that a lot of people out there sell $50,000 programs. I mean, I mentioned $150,000 masterminds to offer this stuff, and often you have to work with them over a period of a year, 2 years, a long period of time. And this is not that. I wanted to come up with a way which was easily accessible to people and easy to follow and got fast results. A lot of my clients are getting results just in 21 days. And so the first thing is, I want to help you identify where your money mindset blockages are, which are locked deep within your mindset. And it may not be anything that you're actually consciously aware of because they're locked into your mind. So how the mind works is that by the age of 7, we've already fully established our personalities and our beliefs and our morals based on what we've seen, heard, and witnessed. And so there may be things in your mindset, what you've seen and heard and witnessed, that are blocking you when it comes to making money. And this is really, really key, because if you're trying to raise your prices, yet you have a contradiction in your mindset or an old belief, like I did, for example, which believes that you have to work hard for money, then no amount of mindset work will help you. No amount of the surface mindset work will help you, because your mind will literally block or sabotage the success you do have to make earning more money possible. And this is a very specific technique I use and I'm personally trained in, to identify just where those blockages are. And it's a very individual service just for you. And to identify those blockages so we can work on removing them and easily bust through any income ceilings. And so next we would work together to remove those money mindset blockages in your own mind. And after I went through this process myself personally, I went from charging by the hour at $50 a session to charging $2,000 per session, offering exactly the same assistance to the client. I just had the correct mindset to firstly believe in myself and also actually apply this, and to also feel confident charging this price as well. So I work with you one-to-one, personally, on a one-to-one basis of how to do this. So the total value of this stuff, being very modest for those two pieces at $4,000. I mean, I've worked with lots of people, and I want to talk to you about who this has worked for. because this is not the first time I've shared this technique. And so, firstly, if you're a coach, someone who works with clients to provide a transformation or an amazing end result, then this will work for you. So, a lot of coaches I see will design their packages by the hour, lowballing just to get reviews in. They'll be hustling via direct messages on social media, hanging out in Facebook groups, posting content on social media like every day, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a day. And they will be exchanging their time for money. And they have no way to actually scale their business. But once you remove those money mindset blockages and train your mindset to make more money, you will start to see your own worth, and you'll instantly be able to raise your own prices, which is going to give you more money, but also more time freedom. And this also works for speakers. So if you run webinars, for example, or events, yet you aren't as yet selling high ticket programs and you're trading time for money, traveling here, there, and everywhere, and you want to work a lot less and have people coming to you personally, then this works great for you. And 3, if you're a network marketer as well and you've been told to message and talk to 10 people a day, follow up constantly, post on your profile 3 times a day, then you need a process to get people to look at your offer. Then you can use this process as well. And so I had 2 choices when I was putting this together. So the first option was to go as cheap as possible and sell as many as possible. But if I did that, so if I was to sell this to you for like, $100, $200, I can't give you any extra resources because it would cost me more money to even do that. So that was the first option, but I felt like I owed more to you and to the people who were serious about this than to not stack on the value. And the second option does require a little higher investment, but I can invest a lot more time and resources. But in exchange, I can devote more resources to you to guarantee your success. And I think you would probably agree that it's a lot more important, right? So you want the cheap version, or do you want the thing that's going to guarantee your success? I think we all know the answer to that one. And so I want to introduce you to Amy. So Amy is a 7-figure earner. She has earned over $1 million. She's a very successful entrepreneur, and she coaches women how to build their businesses working from home. And before we worked together, Amy had a weight on her shoulders. She wanted to get reassurance and know that she was on the right path. And she was already earning 7 figures. However, she had a really hard time spending money on herself. And also, not only that, she had a hard time spending time away from her work and being truly present with her family. So one of the things I do on the course is to teach you how to connect to your higher self and how to use intuition to guide you. And all that matters is what's true for you, which is why getting really good at listening to your intuition and your heart and following your happiness is critical. And there's Amy's review there, and she says, Louise is a true angel. She has a gift that's so rare. She was there for me. She truly felt what I was feeling and offered the most sincere and kindest words and comfort. And after this session, I worked with Amy one-to-one to help develop her own gift and develop her own intuition. And I think a lot of people out there assume that just because you earn 6 or 7 figures, you would automatically have a great wealth mindset. You're earning the money, you're going to have a great life, you're going to be able to spend it, enjoy it, which is simply not true. I work with and speak to many coaches like Amy who, despite earning the money, 7 figures, still struggle with their money mindset. And it shows up in their business as working for free, lowering their prices, people pleasing. And by developing her own intuition, this has enabled Amy to make more intelligent decisions about her business, which has made a positive impact on her wealth mindset as well. And so, like I said, what you're going to get is, because there are a lot of moving parts to this, I'm going to break it down a couple of times for you. And again, mention that there are a lot of people out there selling 50 grand programs to offer this stuff where you have to work with them over a period of a year, and that's a long time, right? So firstly, you're going to identify your money mindset blockages. We can do that in one session. That's a $2,000 value. And removing those mindset blockages is another $2,000 value. And I want to share with you a bonus as well. So now I'm going to give you some access to this as a bonus. And because it's all very, very well training your brain to make more money, but a common question I get asked from people is, how do I get leads in the first place? You know, how do I get people looking at my stuff? So what I want to do is share this really cool bonus with you. And it's my free traffic bonus. And I came across this totally free traffic source. And after testing it out for a couple of months, I found that I was able to generate over 220 people. So you saw my Aweber sign in there with 227 people up to sign up this webinar for free. And these are people who found the webinar online. They provided their email address and they signed up for this same webinar that you have. And I know people who spend thousands of dollars every single month on technology and also in advertising to achieve this kind of result. Also spending money on a team to actually manage all the tech for them. So I'm going to give you access to that as well, like 5 videos to set this all up, showing you how to step by step how to do this. And this works really, really great because the traffic source is totally free. It comes up on Google too as a search, so people can easily find your webinar. And if you have the time to set this up, then that's amazing. Or if you're already busy, you can outsource all the work to your admin team. Or if you need someone to provide the admin team, message me personally and I can help provide you with a contact. She set all this up for me and it's been amazing and really simple to do. It's easy to set up. It requires zero technical knowledge. Like, believe me when I'm saying rubbish at tech, you've probably witnessed a few things throughout this webinar. So the first 30 people who get started, I'm going to give you access to this bonus, which is 100% free, organic traffic source, and also appears as a search on Google. So another thing that you may struggle with, and it's common in the industry, is that in this process you might struggle in actually setting up the webinar itself. Like, what do you say in the actual webinar? Like, how would you position your offer? So what I'm going to give as well for the first 20 people who start today is access to my personal webinar slides and script. So all you have to do is plug in your offer. And so you can get started straight away. You know, you haven't got to wait. You haven't got to learn the stuff. You've got my slides. You can get started. And so I'm going to break this down for you. So firstly, identify your money mindset blocks. This is what you're going to get. It's $2,000 value. You get to the issues that are holding you back in one session. You know, we don't spend months and months, years and years finding all these things that are holding you back. We get to it in one single session. And then we remove them. You know, it's no good knowing that you've got blocks and then not removing them. We're going to remove them in one session. Again, doesn't take long. It's a 21-day process, start to finish. Bonus number 1 is you're going to get that free traffic source. So I've put a value of 1,997 value on it there, but you know, getting over 200 people signed up to a webinar every single month without paying for advertising is probably worth, like, you know, 10 times that. But I wanted to be conservative. And it's 100% free traffic source. You don't have to pay for it. It's really easy, simple to set up. I've tried it myself to set it up. It's really easy. An admin assistant can do it. You can target potential clients worldwide. It can work in any niche too as well. So if you work in health, wealth, love and relationships, it can work in any niche that you like. And bonus number 2, as I said, you might find yourself procrastinating, over preparing the actual webinar, like what to say, how to position your offer. So I'm going to give you my webinar script to help you with this. So you can just literally plug in your offer. So the total value of this is all a very modest, just under $7,000. And I just want to ask you guys, think of this. So if I was to charge you just under $7,000 to get all of this, like, would it be worth it? So if you were to close just 1 or 2 high ticket sales, would it be worth it? If all this did was finally make your business profitable, like, would it be worth it? So a lot of you guys are probably in the same boat that I was when I was first starting out. I was trading time for money. I was charging a low fee for a single session with me, charging $50 per session. I couldn't even pay my grocery bill for the week on $50. But as soon as I worked on my mindset and got someone to remove the blockages in my own mind and understand that people pay for the result and the transformation and not for my time, I was able to charge high ticket prices. And once I was able to put that together with this simple system for collecting leads, I could stop hustling and chasing around people around Messenger. So if you're currently charging by the hour or chasing people around Messenger, would it be worth paying $6,900, we'll call it $7,000, to finally make your business profitable? And my second question is, if this was to give you the motivation you needed to get started, would it be worth it? So to give you the motivation to charge high ticket prices, would it be worth it? And if you were to apply what I was offering, and you were just to get, say, 2 or 3 high ticket clients per month, would it be worth it? You know, you're looking at charging £5,000, £10,000, £15,000 per high ticket. Would that be worth paying $7,000? Would it be worth paying $7,000 to make at least $15,000 a month, like every single month, and maybe more? And I don't know about you, but that's a pretty good return. So I'm going to ask you this as well, like, what is one client worth to you? And this is going to be different for everyone. For some, it's going to be 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 or more. And how much would you pay to get one client per month or week or day? Like, what is that client actually worth to you? And so by now, you've probably seen why people are paying me $2,000 for a single session. You can see the vision, you can see what the potential is, but can you see, like, why it's worth it? And if you were to sell a high ticket program for, say, $5,000, would it make sense to pay me $5,000 to help you set this up? And then every sale after that is like pure profit. That means that the very first sale you break even, and then every sale after that is pure profit. So it makes sense, right? I'm sure for most of you guys this is a no-brainer, and if it's not a no-brainer, then it's probably time to log off this webinar, because this is not going to be for you. So you can see why it's going to be an amazing deal at $5,000. And for the general public, so keep this between yourselves, I am going to release this for $5,000 because this is the first time I've run this webinar, and it's especially for you, and you've signed up, you've found me, and more importantly, you've showed up. I want to thank you for that. And of course, because you're special, you've got unique gifts to share with the world. I'm going to do something above and beyond charging $5,000. And I want to let you get started with me today for just $1,997. And that is because I believe in you, and I know that you have something special to share with people. So I want to make it as simple and easy as possible. So to get started right now, all you have to do is go to that website there. So I'll read it out for you. Is www.trainyourbraintomakemoremoney.com. And you can sign up for under $2,000, and you're going to get access to everything that we are talking about. And what I'm going to do for you is throw in another bonus, because one-to-one time with people, I think, is really, really key when you're building a business. a 30-minute consult call with me, which you can take at any time during the time we work together. And it's for the first 10 people who sign up only. I'm only offering it to the first 10 people because, as I told you in the beginning, I'm really busy. I've got 2 small children. And if I offered it to everyone, I wouldn't have enough time to do everything else I needed to do. And I usually charge $2,000 per consultation. So that's a lot of extra value I'm giving to you. So that means that is after you get started, you're going to get access to all of the stuff I told you about, because you will get access to the 3 bonuses as well. So the first 10 people who sign up right now, I'm going to get on the phone with you personally and help you set this up. And you can ask me anything you want. This is costing me time and money, so it's only going to be for the first 10 people who sign up today. And I want to show you some more proof, because you know there are a lot of so-called gurus and experts out there who, you know, bands around their wins, but now you never see proof. And so I wanted to provide something different. So this is a screenshot of my PayPal account. Now I had to blank out the names because I obviously don't, you know, like giving the names of my clients due to obvious reasons, but I just wanted to show you there, you know, that payment is from a client who paid me $2,000 for a session. And so I wanted to show you that as proof. And so you can get started now for just under $2,000. So all you have to do is you have to go to trainyourbrain-to-make-more-money.com, and after that it will take you to PayPal to reserve your place. Now you have 2 choices. So first option, you do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which by the way is 100% risk-free, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Well, the second option is to pony up this small investment today compared to all the value you'll get in return, and just give it a shot. And if it works, great. If not, just ask for your money back and you'll get it. And there's a 14-day money back guarantee. And if you sign up today and you don't like it for any reason, and I don't care if it's 13 days, 23 hours and 59 minutes from now, let me know and we'll give you your money back. So you can get started now if you go to www.trainyourbrain-to-make-more-money.com. And the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out, which if it does even half of what I've claimed today on this webinar, it's going to pay for itself, you know, at least 2 times over from your first customer. And there are lots of opportunities out there. You know, I'm sure you've looked at things before that can take a long time to get money back, you know, 3 to 5 years. And you know, if you signed up for a franchise, for example, that can take a long time. But with this, say if you sold just 2 high ticket programs at $5,000 each, that's a return of 5 times from your very first sale. And so there are probably 2 types of people on this webinar right now. So the first one is what I call like a nervous Nigel, and the second is the brave warrior. I had to throw in a bit of Disney in there, being a mum. The first is looking for any excuse why this offer won't work for them. And they are really good at coming up with lots and lots of reasons why this won't work for them. I don't have the time nor the money to do this, and making up other reasons why it can't happen. And that's the nervous Nigel. And on the right, you have your brave warrior, and they are working out exactly how this is going to work for them. They have faith in me. Yeah, Louise, I have faith in you, in the system, and they can see that it's working for other people as well. So they fully understand and that they absolutely must implement this. And you are understanding that this is not some kind of get rich quick scheme. You bring some money in to get some money back out again, and you calculate a logical risk. But because of our guarantee, there really isn't a risk anyway. You just got to do it, implement it, and add this new income stream to your business. And I don't know about you, but this is the biggest no-brainer offer I've ever come across. And what I've ever put together. And so let me show you what to do. So you've just got to go to this website, www.trainyourbraintoearnmoremoney.com, and I'm going to show you that. Let's see if we can get to the website so you can see what you're going to come up against. Train. Such pressure typing when you know people are watching. Trainyourbraintomeetmoremoney.com. Let's hope this works. Yeah, it works. And then click on get started. And then, like I said, it will take you to the PayPal and you can do that. Oops. And then it will, what we will do once you've been through PayPal, it will actually then redirect you to my diary, my personal online diary. Oh, internet's gone a bit. Bear with me a second. It will redirect you to my actual online diary where you will be able to fill in and book your first personal one-to-one session with me. And just want to say, like, this is a program where you work with me one-to-one. There are a lot of programs out there. Sorry, the slides have gone a bit AWOL. Where you pay money and then you're following videos most of the time. That's typical, isn't it? See, I told you I wasn't very techy. We'll see if these come back. And yeah, here we are, we're back again. And you know, you'll sign up for a program online and you won't actually ever get to see the person again. And those are the ones which are really hard to get results from. This isn't that. You know, you will get to work with me personally. So I just want to run through again, hopefully you can still see my screen, what you're going to get. So like I said, you're going to get to work with me one-to-one in this, and you're going to identify your money mindset blockages. So I'm going to be doing that with you. That's $2,000 value. I'm going to be removing those money mindset blockages for you. This is a 21-day process. It's not a year process. That's a $2,000 value. The bonus one is the free traffic. Like I said, 100% free. There are no hidden costs on getting this traffic. It can work in any niche, health, love, wellness, you know, you name it. That's a $1,997 value. The bonus too is the webinar slides and scripts. So what I find is that I get a lot of questions on, you know, what I'm going to put into my webinar, how am I going to, you know, frame it, what am I going to say? You're going to get that with the slides and the scripts. All you've got to do is plug in your offer. And bonus 3, you get an extra consultation call with me to ask me whatever you like. So, you know, I've got a very conservative, just under $9,000 on it. And if you didn't sign up immediately, it's probably one or two reasons. So reason number one, you probably don't think you have a high ticket product to sell. And that's understandable because you may not been shown this before. However, if you offer a client a valuable transformation in the health, wealth, or relationship niche, for example, then you absolutely will have a high ticket product to sell. If you have a process which saves your client time and money, then you absolutely will have a process to sell, a product to sell, sorry. And reason number 2, if you don't sign up immediately, you're probably nervous about setting all this up, or you're not very techy. And believe me when I say I'm not very techy, I mean, you've seen today, like, I've screwed a few things up, right? If something doesn't work for me, I literally turn it, whatever it is, off and back on again. And that is the extent of my technical knowledge. And if I can do this, then you can do it as well. And the videos that I provide to show you this free traffic system is going to walk you through this step by step. And reason number 3, maybe you think this is too expensive. And when I invested in this, and if that is the reason for not signing up immediately, then I'm not sure I can help you there, because this is an investment in yourself and in your business. And when I personally invested in this help for myself, I mean, I spent probably over $15,000. I went from selling a single session of $50 to then going on to sell a single session for $2,000. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do that, but if you make just one high ticket sale, you will, almost 2 times your return on investment. And the second sale you make is all pure profit. Like, you have no further cost to pay after you pay the sign up fee. Like, that's it. And then any profit you have is all yours to keep. And you can just go on and keep using this stuff forever and ever, just rinsing and repeating, like, over and over and over again. And I'm nothing special. I'm not even good at barbecues, by the way, that picture there. So I'm not personally a brilliant salesperson. And like I said at the beginning, I can't do small talk. I prefer to be around small groups of people. I'm an introvert and I'm not a techie person at all. I've literally spent over 30 years of trial and error of all of this stuff. And so today I'm sharing all of this stuff I've learned with you for a tiny, tiny investment. So if you can't see the value in that, then I think you are going to struggle in this business. And a lot of people ask me questions about how to get people to buy their coaching packages. And a lot of the times it's because they aren't willing to make the smart investments. And the offer we made to you today is really a no-brainer. And so you can either do it the hard way, like I tried, and spend countless hours trying to do it, or you can think about what I said earlier, like money replenishes. If you use your disposable income to pay for this, it will replenish at your next paycheck. But I promise you, the time you spend on this, figuring all this stuff out, you cannot get back. So this is time that you might spend with your wife or spouse, your kids, family time, doing whatever is precious to you. You can't get that time back, but the money will come back. So this is my way to shortcut you and to basically get you the success you want as quickly as possible. And so I want to thank you for attending. I hope you got lots of value. I absolutely love sharing all this stuff, and I wish I could share more with you. If you're still on the fence, all you've got to do is go to www.trainyourbraintoearnmoremoney.com, and this is risk-free. The first session with me will start next week, but this weekend, when you sign up, there's going to be lots of videos that I'm going to personally email to you so you can start working through them. But I promise you, this will change your mindset and your business. And I remember, your success is based on 80% mindset and 20% strategy. And I'm giving you both of those things with this offer. A lot of the clients I work with also see results that kind of like show up in other areas as well. So not only does it help them with their business and strategy, but it also has a knock-on effect to their family and improving the relationships they have. So I was speaking to a client recently, for example, who told me that her and her husband have a much better relationship with each other now, and actually took time off to spend with each other on a 7-day cruise, whereas before we worked together, this lady literally couldn't leave her bedroom because she was so anxious. And so I promise you it'll be worth that for just that alone. And just one more time then, so here's what you're going to get. So identify your money mindset blockages, 2,000 value. Remove those money mindset blockages, 2,000 value. Be working with me one-to-one. Those bonuses, so you'll get the free traffic. It's 100% free traffic source. It's really easy and simple to set up, and this can be set up to target potential clients worldwide. Bonus number 2, you're going to get the webinar slides and scripts, which is $997 value. And as I said, you might find yourself procrastinating over preparing the actual webinar, like what do I say, how to position my offer, how. So what I'm going to give you is the script to help you, so you can literally just plug in your offer. And the final consultation call with me, you can take this whenever you like. It's going to be 30 minutes. You can take it anytime when we're working together, but that's going to be just for the 10 people, the first 10 people who sign up only. And the reason why I'm only offering it to 10 people is because of the extra value I'm giving to you. So, and also the time in my diary, I won't have enough time to offer that to absolutely everyone. So what that means is that after you get started, you're going to get access to all of the stuff I told you about. Plus, you will get access to the free bonuses as well. The total value of this stuff being a very modest, just under $9,000. And like I said, the first 10 people are going to get that consult with me. So all you have to do is go to www.trainyourbraintomakemoremoney.com and just click get started, like I showed you earlier. Really, really simple. And final slide. So to get started right now, all you have to do is go to that website, www.trainyourbraintomakemoremoney.com. And I hope today I've opened your eyes to what is possible. As I know for a lot of you guys, you'll still be selling $50, $100, maybe $200 products. And now it's time for you to really get your value out into the world. And I promise you that you have a message, or you have something that can change someone else's life, which you can sell it as a $5,000 product. Now you can spend the time you really need to work with that person and get the result that they need. And that's the easiest way for you to personally change people's lives and sell high ticket programs. And that's true because it's been working for me. So let's get started now. Go to www.trainyourbraintomakemoremoney.com, go through the PayPal checkout, and then you'll be directed to my online calendar to book your first one-to-one session with me. The one thing I want to mention, though, is that this offer is not going to be an evergreen offer. And the reason for that is because it's working with me one-to-one. And so I'm opening up my calendar of next week for the very first one-to-one session. So right now, this is live. We can't do this with too many people. First 10 people are going to get the extra consult call with me. And you'll also get to work with me one-to-one as well in the program. So we can't have many people signing up, as I just won't have enough time in my calendar. So I'll be pulling it down, this offer, probably on Monday or Tuesday next week, which is when I imagine we'll hit the number of people that we can work with. So that will be the longest that this offer will be available for. But it's very, very likely this offer will be shut down in a half hour, maybe an hour from now, just due to the number of people that have signed up to view this webinar. And jump right in, you have that 14-day money back guarantee. So go to www.trainyourbraintomakemoremoney.com and get started right away. So I appreciate you guys so much for giving up your time, for listening to me. And I hope you have enjoyed this webinar. I enjoy this stuff so much, and I hope you're ready to start selling your first high ticket product. Again, go to www.trainyourbraintoearnmoremoney.com. And thanks so much. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. I hope we talk to you again soon. I'm looking forward to working with you. And any questions, just reach out and send me a message. So I'm going to end this now, but hopefully I will speak to you soon. Okay, and take care.